ApplyEdits is the gateway to editing a geodatabase through the feature service. In this episode of ArcGIS Server Talk, we're going to talk all about it. Coming up. What is up, y'all? This is Hussein Nasser from iGeometry Podcast, and welcome to another ArcGIS Server Talk. It's Friday, guys. We made it. I don't like to say like usually we made it. It's like we're suffering through the week, and that's not the case. But it's good to have a weekend for yourself and enjoy and do the things you love. For me, it's video games. But I work during the weekend anyway. I work on my books. I work on my YouTube channel. I do other stuff too. So yeah, whatever you do on your weekend, enjoy it, guys. And with that, let's just get started with this episode of ArcGIS Server Talk, ApplyEdits. So this is, I picked this method because I think it's one of the most important REST API method that we expose in the feature service API. So like if you publish a table or a feature class through ArcGIS Server to ArcGIS Server, right? And this feature class could sit on either a geodatabase or even really just uploaded as hosted by reference or by value. And we talked all about that, right, guys? I think the third or fourth episode of this. Go check them out. Check this series out. So yeah, once you do that, you expose all this beauty to the service. You standardize the editing experience, right? You don't care what's in the backend anymore. You don't care it's Oracle. You don't care it's Postgres. You don't care it's a file geodatabase or show file. Just like it's all, you became agnostic. The client become agnostic of whatever the data store at the backend, and you get what? You get limited functionality, kinda, but kind of a standard way of editing, and that's the method ApplyEdits. So ApplyEdits is it's a method that you can apply to one layer or more layers, right? Remember, guys, layers now. When we are talking about feature service, everything is a layer based. Even a table is a layer, which is kind of weird, but it is. It is what it is. So yeah, you would, for example, you want to apply some edits, and the beauty of this is, let's talk about editing one layer for now, for simplicity. I don't want to complicate things. It's Friday, guys. Let's make it simple. You can, in a single apply edit, you can set a payload that says, hey, I want to create a new feature, right? I want to create a new tree feature, and I want to also, in the same apply edit, right, you say, for example, I want to update this feature, set, I don't know, trimmed, tree is trimmed now, and there are crows in the background here. Feels like an episode of Game of Thrones here. Alright, I'm beyond the wall, guys. Alright, where were we? Okay, and you can also delete a feature in the same apply edit. So what does that mean? So you can send that, right? So what does this give us? First, you want to minimize the traffic and the chattiness between server and client. So the client sends, hey, do this, and do this, right? In one request. The classical way of doing this, right, is, hey, create this feature, and then go ahead and update this feature, and delete this feature. So you'll do 3 requests, which is can be okay. It could be okay if you want it. If you want it this way, that's absolutely fine. But what you will lose is the atomicity at the back end. So if you expect those 3 operations to execute together in a single transaction, in a single atomic transaction, right? And we talked all about atomicity and consistency and actually my YouTube channel. I don't believe I mentioned it here. Yeah, go to my YouTube channel, search for ACID. You'll find all about that stuff. So yeah, if you want to execute those 3 edits in one transaction, and there are good reasons you want to do that, then use that apply edit and just send them all together. So it's faster, I guess, because you don't have to send 3 requests, you send 1, right? And the other thing is you get atomicity request. And yeah, that's 2 benefits I can think of. Another thing is, if you think about it, there's nothing stopping you from sending, right? Let's say you want to update 1,000 features. Now, there are many ways of doing this, right? And you have to think about the pros and cons. You can send those 1,000 requests as a single apply edit. There's no limit. You can always do that, right? Benefits, it will be single request. The cons of this, though, is the assembling of that JSON, right? You're sending a JSON request. That could be expensive. The bandwidth also, right? Because you're sending a lot of strings. So maybe you have limited bandwidth. So that could be another problem. And the other disadvantage of this is you can't really show the user your progress, right? If you send like 1,000 requests at once, like as a one single apply edit, right? 1,000 updates, users have to wait. So it's like, you know what? I'm just executing. You gotta wait. She just says like sees like a progress bar spinning or something, but nothing else, right? But if you broke those up into, like, for example, 100 updates per apply request, so that's what, 10? That's exactly. So you have 10 requests. So you can do some sort of a progress bar, because you send these 10 requests, you can send them even concurrently. You don't care, because everything there's an isolation at the database that takes care of all these problems. So don't worry about it. You can use JavaScript to assemble these requests, send them concurrently to the server, all of them at once, right? And whatever comes first, you just say, hey, I just executed now 10, 100, whatever, percentage, right? You just say 20%, 40%, and you can show the user some progress. I think, so it all depends on yourself, really. What you're trying to design, what is the user experience, and so on, so on, so on, so on. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this episode. Ask me if you need to discuss more topics. I'd love to. And you guys stay awesome. I'm going to see you in the next one. Goodbye. Have a great weekend.
The podcast you just heard was published with Anchor. Got something you want to say to the creator of this show? Send them a voice message using the Anchor app, free for iOS and Android.